make your mother-in-law your friend.
Yeah, the same answer.
Right. What's the but? Okay, not but. Oh, sorry.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Motherhood on Reality
Reality
Bites. Today we have Hannah and Sansan, and if you have caught our previous episode, you'll know that they are our therapists at CCC, and of course they are mothers as well, so they are qualified to speak about this topic. Today, we have crowdsourced some questions from you and some real dilemmas that mothers may face. This will be a quick fire round, so every question will be about 1 minute or less for your answers. Okay?
All right.
Are we ready to dive in?
Yes. Challenge accepted.
Fastest fingers
Almost
first.
says, I know a good relationship with your kids is never guaranteed, but if I can do something better to make it better for me and for them, I'd really like to. What's some inner work I should do before having kids?
Sounds like 内功. I think it's I read it from a book. I'm going to borrow these words. Making sense of your own growing up experience. Okay.
Yeah, I concur. Right. Ditto. But I think it's really knowing who you are.
Okay.
Yeah, so taking time to reflect on yourselves.
I think we want to pick up a bit more of the stronger maybe emotional parts of your own experience growing up. Those are good area to start. Of course, the positive one are also very important, but you want to start there to see if there is any painful moments, or what's your relationship with your parents like. If we were to sit here and think about a few poignant moments growing up, some salient memories, what would comes out for you? That would give you a flavor of what are some of the things to pause, reflect, and think about. Yeah.
I guess it's also in terms of knowing your emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the motherhood journey is actually one that has a lot of emotions that comes up. So if you can be aware of what is going on, right? What
Your emotional blueprint.
yes, like what triggers you, what is it that like what are the emotions telling you, right? I think that would really, really help you.
Where are your buttons?
Yeah.
I've got it everywhere.
Yeah, that would really, really help to then be better able to then support your kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm coaching my kids, my mother-in-law often intervenes. How can I draw better boundaries and have a better relationship with her?
First, make your mother-in-law your friend.
Yeah, the same answer.
Right. What's the but? Okay, not but. Oh, sorry.
Buy-in.
Yeah, yes. Once there is a buy-in. Yeah, once you have a relatively good enough relationship with your mother-in-law, then it would be more helpful to then be able to talk about things through with mother-in-law, so that she knows that it is for the good of her grandchild, herself, and even everybody involved, so that she knows what it is that your heart is.
My one-liner is, if you can't fight her, you join her, then you get her to join you.
Very strategic. We like that. Next question. How can I support my children's emotional development while managing my own mental health as a mother?
Wow.
Very hard.
I think it is to get your support, such that when they have emotional challenges, then you can be present to support them.
My answer would be, have different baskets for your emotions. You don't put all your eggs into that one basket, to be all focused, like your child is your be all and end all. But whether you're working or you're not, be able to create different baskets so that you have other place for your emotions as well, positive and negative ones. Yeah.
Mine was sewing for a while. Yeah.
What are some healthy ways to navigate disagreements or parenting styles with my partner?
I thought don't talk, but okay, no.
I was about to say something totally different.
You go for it.
Mine was talk.
Maybe y'all can substantiate.
We are quite a good pair here.
I think if there are disagreements or like parenting styles, like different parenting styles, then I think what is important is then to talk it out. right? Where are you coming from? Like, and not just talking, but also listening. Because you can be talking, but if nobody's listening, then that doesn't work either.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean don't talk. I think in the midst of things really being disagreeable, then I think having that space to tolerate that stuckness is important.
How can I maintain my identity as an individual while still being fully present for my kids and family?
So remembering who you are at the beginning, right? And how does it help you in your current journey? And even up to now, who are you? Right? And how does it help you in your current parenting journey?
And then I think being able to differentiate who I am as a person, San as a person, and San as a mom to Child 1, San as a mom, Child 2. I think these different roles that I have, being able to almost like see separate parts of yourself, I think that's important. It can be helpful.
When is it time to seek professional support for myself or my child? And what should I look for in a therapist?
Oh, there's 2 questions.
Yes,
in
2
one.
questions. Part A and part B.
Yeah, okay. Anytime.
Oh, okay. Anytime fitness, anytime therapist.
Yeah, anytime therapy. But I really believe in that because you can always be going for therapy for developmental work. That means that maybe you prepare yourself for what might come. That's why we have premarital counseling that's available, right? Then you can have it during the preventive time, right? Where you are thinking like, oh, potentially you can see some challenges that might be coming up. So how can you prevent that? So you can seek therapy for that. And remedial times, right? Yeah, when there are times where you have to remedy the situation, and you're stuck. Then what should I look for in a therapist? I think a therapist who can serve your needs. I think that's very important. Knowing what you need from your therapist, that is actually also important. If it's support, if it is a space, opening up possibilities.
I think for me, I often use this word like to shop for your therapist, meaning finding one that even if you don't have the words and you're not like a professional kind who have read a lot or been through a lot of therapy, trust in your own sense of your body. Does the therapist offers you a sense of comfort and a sense of support? Go for that. Like we can trust our body to tell us that. Yeah.
In what ways can therapy support a mother who feels disconnected from her child, especially during challenging developmental stages?
For me, I think providing a space for the mother is important. So therapy can provide that space for the mother to be heard, to express things that might sound or seem to be unexpressible outside of that safe space, and to also know that it will pass.
I concur.
How can I reconcile feelings of disappointment or frustration when my children choose not to heed my advice?
Turning to your friend. This is about emotional regulation or self-regulation. What are my go-to strategies for returning myself back to that state of okayness when I am off range, right?
I think for me, it's to accept that is what it is. That children are grown, right? They have the ability to make decisions for themselves, and that they will grow just as we grew through our mistakes.
As a mother, I want to understand my children better, but it's tough to find a balance. What's the difference between being intrusive, being involved, and being hands-off?
Oh, my answer is you gotta ask my kid. You gotta ask your child. Yeah, but okay. And the little further next answer would be feedback, right? Do you have a space for feedback? Meaning, do we have a space for reciprocal conversations so that it's a two-way street rather than it be a one-way? Because you never know how the child experience, feel, or are thinking.
You wait. As in not threatening people, okay? I'm not threatening
You wait.
No. But I think it's sometimes it's waiting for the child to come and share, and being present when the child chooses to share, and they know that they can come for anything.
I want to add one like a bit more chim answer that there is this very big word called mentalization, but it is basically this idea of like, if I looked at my child, do I feel I have some understanding of this child? Am I able to be honest about when I look at my child? Do I already understand where my child is at and what's our relationship? I think that can help to take it to the next step.
Where shall I start to rediscover my identity apart from just being a mom?
Start from where do you lose it?
Oh.
Wow. From inside, what is important to you as a person?
What strategies can I use to communicate more effectively with my children, especially during challenging moments?
Breathe.
I was going to say that. Breathe, yeah. I was going to...
Take a pause. Yeah, before you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And consider like what's the possible effects of what you are going to put out and the way in which that you put it out, whether that achieves your purpose or your goal.
Slow down.
And now on to the last question that we have. How can I practice self-compassion in parenting without feeling guilty?
Wow, this one very loaded.
Last question or loaded last question.
Where did the guilt come from? This is a big piece of question.
I don't know if I'm answering. I think the quick word would be able to tell the difference between compensation and compassion. Am I coming up from a place of compensating something? Like maybe that's what my parent didn't give me, or I just feel that in order to be a good enough or better mom, I need to do this. It's very compensatory. But from a compassionate view, kindness, right? Am I kind to myself, kind to the child?
Maybe I go from the opposite end.
Sure.
What's going to happen if you don't have self-compassion? What's the effect on yourself, on your family, on your children? Perhaps if we consider that, maybe that might take away some of that guilt.
And with that, we've come to yet another episode of Reality Bites. We hope that this has been a useful resource for you. If you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as Facebook. I'll catch you again on the next episode. Bye-bye.